Cora, may I ask you and be my co-host to help admit people in for me? Yeah, but I'll do that. I'll ask you to do that too because once I start talking, I may not be able to admit people. All right, Bud and Cora, you are my right and left hands here. Please help me admit people. All right, everybody, we're gonna get started. Hopefully, we'll cover things that you need to know about this exciting Celogize that's launched already as of midnight on Sunday. So if you haven't gotten it yet, get it. It is amazing. So my name is Jane Schaefer. I am part of Rick DeLuca's team, and I'm honored to be here tonight to give you guys a training. I know that Tito usually do a mindset on Tuesday, and we have business training with Jaime on Monday as well. And then I know that some of you just came off from patch training with Larry that just got done. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is full. I mean, we have training everywhere. I mean, almost every day of the week. I usually do my Friday live on Facebook at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here. So if you have seen me there, then welcome back here. Most of the time I cover products on my Friday live, and sometimes we go over business as well. But today, since Celogize just got launched and David talked about it last week, I thought, we go over it a little bit. I know that he spoke so fast. I had to take a lot of notes to understand it is what it is that he's talking about, all the ingredients that is come into Celogize. I know that a lot of us been told or recommended by David for many, many years to take a lot of these supplements inside the Celogize that he came out with, such as magnesium, potassium, copper, vitamin C, beta alanine, and all this stuff. Those are good supplement that your body needs to help our patches functions better. So with that, we probably had tons of bottles on our shelf trying to keep up with all this amazing supplement that our body needs to help with the patches, right? So with this Celogize coming out in a powder form, which is you take it with water, it is the best delivery system. It's better than pill. If you don't know anything about digestive system, once you take the pill, it's in a pill form, it has fillers and everything else. It sit in your stomach. Your stomach has to use the acid, the digestive enzyme to break that down. And I don't mean to gross you out, but there's a study by Harvard University or Yale, one of those big elite university at one time, that they wanted to see what your stomach or your body can digest. So they went to the sewage system. It's gross, right? But of course, I'm sure they all mask up and everything. So they found that there were so many unbroken down pill in the sewage system. So which means your body took those pill in and didn't even get a chance to break down. There's people that selling supplements with other company usually said might as well take a copper because your body doesn't even have a chance to break those down. So our supplement is in a powder form, which mixed with water, it's become liquid. Then it has the same pH balance as your body water system, and it deliver right into your bloodstream, and it is bypass your stomach, so it doesn't have to get digested down at all. So what better way to take a supplement than that, right? So there's a few things that David's talk about that you know that Wayne asked was that, do you have to take it first thing in the morning or anytime? So he covered that, is in his study. Celogize, they did it so it doesn't interfere with any food or anything that people, might take. The study was done prior, first thing in the morning. So if you can tolerate it, because a lot of people can't tolerate anything in the morning without food, because of sensitivity, you can take it with food. That's fine. but if you can tolerate it, then take it in the first thing in the morning when you get up, after you take shower, before you eat your breakfast or anything like that. So take it in the morning. You can do that as well. What else? Also, he did mention a lot of people do take alkaline water. The study did not include in alkaline water, or wasn't used with alkaline water. So if you take alkaline water, for now, I recommend that you don't take the supplement with alkaline water because we don't know the absorption of alkaline, what it will do with a supplement because we don't have study about it. So be safe and don't take it with alkaline waters. I mean, simple as that, right? And then he did talk about that you can also break it down. You can break it down and use it one scoop in the morning, and then about 3 o'clock or whatever, you use another scoop. Or you can take all at once, 2 scoop. That's the recommended dosage. And so that is just to get started on that Celogize. Those are what he recommends. So we're gonna go into the a little benefit of what these are. So I want to share one screen with you real quick that has some of the benefit. Let's see if I can pull this up. Product. You can see this okay? All right, so we're gonna go over some of this in a little bit, but cell dry supplement, what does it have? It has a sea buckhorn fruit extract, which is a powerful anti-aging antioxidant. Selenium, we heard of that before, enhance wound healing and modulate inflammation. Niacin support cardiovascular and cellular health. A lot of time if you heard about niacin before, when people with high cholesterol, they recommend that you take niacin as well. But there's a different different thing of niacin. Niacin tend to get you flush. So there is, but I have taken niacin before, and I tried not to take niacin with flush. And when I took the supplement, it didn't seem to have that. So I think it's non-flush type of niacin. Creatine, and enhanced transdifferentiation of cell. Zinc supports cell division and migration. And beta alanine is also supports skin barrier and reverse skin aging. And then, of course, NAC. That is a precursor of the glutathiones that he recommended that we take, especially if you travel. He recommended that you should take NAC 600 milligram, and of course use your glutathione to kind of boost your immune system. When you travel, when you're on the airplane. So that is something that I do practice a lot. I take NAC regularly, but I do up my dosage when I travel. So additionally, he talks, we have potassium, which is a key ingredient that your body needs, magnesium, which a lot of people is deficient in, vitamin C, cerulean, and fiber. So I'm going to get out of this, and we're going to go dive right into the differences of all this. So give me a second. Let me pull up my notes, because nobody is like David, can remember everything. So hang on a second here. Oopsie. You cannot minimize workload when you are recording, of course. So give me a sec. All right. So we're gonna go into when you talk to people about Celogize. There's a few questions that people ask all the time. How can I best improve my skin quality, right? And what can I do to protect integrity of collagens and elastin in the skin? And what can I do to get the skin to look younger? So all these answers lie within your collagens. And we talk about taking collagen supplement and things like that and it's, for joint related, you can take collagen and vitamin C patch with glutathione and stuff. And we heard all that before. So collagen is in this supplement, and the Celogize. But what is collagen? Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, and it is directly linked to the biological of age, and they're capable to maintain um uh the let's see, I'm sorry, and they maintain in the water in the cells. And as a result, this collagens make when you have plenty and healthy collagen, it help you stay younger longer. So that is something that people talk about all the time. When you want to improve your skin elasticity, they said, okay, take collagen. So we have that in our supplement here. So we recommend that people take this if you have poor diets, especially if you're vegan, because a lot of vegan don't get enough collagens. And the other thing that they don't get enough of is of creatines and beta alanine. And we heard about that all the time. So what are they? They are something that athletes use to improve muscle and muscle performance and improving strength and stamina. But the new research has shown that this two peptide has also improved or play important function in the cognition. So imagine that this is when you take this, I think they would talk about that people seeing the improvement in cognition while taking Celogize, and this is why. And again, if you are vegan or you don't eat meat, then creatine is going to be hard for you to get because they're primarily found in meat. So that's why you need to supplement with the creatine supplement. And again, we have that in our Celogize, right? And also the other thing that is it's that they found that is improving with this as well is improving bone density. So if you are women, especially Asian, over the age of 50, you probably have to worry about bone density, bone loss, and things like that. But not just that, creatine also support the health and vitality of stem cell. And this is a good part. And I asked this question while David was on the webinar, and the corporate or whoever answered, that's confirmed that with this, we can actually claim that the supplement along with X39 can activate or improve the stem cells. So that is something that we have been long waiting for, because we can't say that X39 activate the stem cell like we used to, especially if you promote it on social media of any type. So be careful of that. So this is something that is important that you can use along with X39. And, creatine also use. So this supplement, when you talk about creatine, is you are probably thinking of carnosine as well, because carnosine does activate or improve the beta alanine that is that is found in the carnosine patch. And the other patch that also go along with this beta alanine and creatine is the AHKCU, which is what, X49, right? So this Celogize is here to complement the patches that we are using. So, and that is something that we talked about before, that we have to supplement at some time, because when you patch people and they don't get the effect, and most of the time is because they are lack of nutrient and they are not eating well, and they are not taking the key supplement to help the patches work at the really optimum. And the other thing that it has is, of course, a vitamin C. The recommended dosage for people to take vitamin C is 60 milligram. And, but then you can take higher if you are dealing with some issue, like, you're getting sick, you're getting cold, whatever. So you can up your vitamin C dosage as well. And vitamin C, you hear about it all the time since you were a little kid. They even have what, Flintstone vitamin C chewable or gummy to help kids take vitamin C, because they didn't have enough vitamin C in their diet. So we grew up taking supplement vitamin C all the time. So it's nice to have that in our Celogize. And of course, we have what we talk about, the NAC. that support the function of glutathione patch, which is a precursor of glutathione. It helps with longevity, and the longevity has been studied that it's connected with your body level of glutathione. So the people that has high level of glutathione tend to have a longer lifespan. So that is something that is has been studied. That people, like I said, people that are over 100 has elevated level of glutathione. And then not just that, glutathione is a master antioxidant. So that's something that you want to make sure that you use regularly. If you are healthy, you can use that maybe 3 or 4 times a week. You don't really need to use it daily. But if you are low in immune system, you see a lot of people all the time, I suggest that you use it daily. Nitric oxide is another thing that's in our Celogize morning formula. And this is a L-cerul. God, I am so bad at pronouncing all these technical words. I apologize, you guys. L-citrulline is an amino acid that is natural in our body. It is converted once it's something that is converted into the nitric oxide, which is improved vitality of your cardiovascular system. So if you want to protect your cardiovascular system, this is something that you want to talk or somebody that wants to improve their cardiovascular system. This is something that you can suggest that they can take along with patches, of course, right? And it does, this is the other thing, it does improve the health of the stem cells. And the other thing that really, really key ingredients in here that improve the health of stem cell is cyathox, which is come from the sea buckhorn berry. And that is why when you're talking about Celogize, you can talk that it's improved the health of stem cells, and then you can add on the X39 with it. And don't go out and say the X39 activate and improve the health of stem cell. You have to put it together with our Celogize, because that is a study that is out there, and we can legally, without getting any in trouble with the compliance, that we can actually say that by taking Celogize, it does improve the health of stem cells. It is a really, this sea buckhorn berry is a really important, powerful antioxidant. And the other thing that it does is also a powerful anti-inflammatory, and is capable of protecting collagen. Again, that collagen. So this Celogize can not only just improve your overall health, it's age reversal as well, right? I mean, when you can protect and reverse the age of collagen, what happened? You look younger. Your fine line, your skin elasticity is improved, and therefore your fine line and wrinkle kind of disappear. So that is something that people are looking at age reversal type of course, you can't go out and say this will definitely improve. You can kind of talk about the ingredient collagen. Most people know about collagens, and they can put two and two together and say, hey, this might be better for me to take to improve the health of my skin. What else do we have here? Potassium. Potassium is important. You need to take potassium you should take potassium 500 to 1,000 milligram per day. And if you have health issue, you want to talk to the doctor as well. Want to make sure that you don't overly take the potassium. If you have heart or high blood pressure, a lot of time the doctor will prescribe medicine with potassium in it to help lower that stabilize that blood pressure. That's why it's good for cardiovascular. And the other thing that is key, and we talk about it all the time, why when people use our patches, especially X39 or any patches, and it doesn't work, the first thing we ask too is, are you taking magnesium? And if they don't, they're not taking magnesium, we typically would recommend them to add magnesium in their vitamin or their supplement to help the patch function better. Why? Because 60% of populations are deficient in magnesium. That's a lot of percentage. That's more than half of population. And that is something that we are taught. We do ask people to look into taking magnesium while they're patching as well. So, when you are under stress, you are the magnesium level would deplete, and that's why I think a lot of people are deficient in magnesium because face it, there's a lot of stress out there, especially of as of late. So that is something that will make the what decrease the level of your magnesium in the body. So what is for 400 milligram to 800 milligram of per day of magnesium is what is the daily recommended uh dosage. And magnesium is the key important part of the other key important part is it is involved in over 300 different biochemical pathway in the body. And this is relating to energy production and DNA repair as well. So next ingredient that we have is zinc. Zinc, as you all know, when you get sick, when you have cold, you usually would up your zinc along with vitamin C. So you can you can feel better and up your fighting chance of getting better and fighting off that cold. Zinc, it's also play an important role in the wound healing and protein synthesis and also DNA synthesis. So zinc is really important supplement to take as well. Next, we have selenium. Selenium is a component of various enzymes involved in antioxidant defense. And I didn't know this is also also a thyroid hormone metabolism. So, when I do this presentation for you guys, I learn things that I don't know about as well by, trying to find out or do some research on what these are. And, I didn't even know the selenium play a key role in the thyroid hormones metabolism. So that's a good thing. And and then we go into the other key non-important ingredient that kind of put all this together, and a lot of people have some question about some of these ingredients. And but these are something that that the supplement needs to be able to kind of stick together, and that's what silica is about. It's a it helps prevent the powder from sticking together. And if you notice that if you have any let's see, powder like herbals or garlic powders or anything like that in your cupboard, after a while it clumps together, right? And then you kind of go, I only use a 3/4 of it. I can't use it anymore because it becomes rock solid, and you have to use your knife trying to break it up so you can finish the whole bottle. Happens to me all the time. And what do? I just throw the bottle away and I go buy a new one. And then a few months later, it become clump again. So most of the time I buy like small little bottle now. So it doesn't, I can use the whole bottle. So silica is important for our silica. So the powder can stay and doesn't stick together and become solidified like a rock, right? But silica is a natural occurring ingredient in our body. I didn't know that either. It is found in connective tissue, it's found in skin. As a matter of fact, people take this as a supplement to improve the health of the skin. I never heard of that before. So I'll take that benefit anytime to improve the health of my skin. So I think that's something that is cool to see that we have that. So it seemed like, a lot, a lot of these ingredients in our Cellagize improve the health of our skin. So, imagine you take it for a few months. You could see the improvement and age reversal in your skin. So I challenged everybody or asked everybody to take a selfie picture before you start taking Cellagize and see what happened a few months later to see if we see any age reversal more than what we already have benefit from X39 and other patches, right? So,
Jane,
yeah,
people are saying they're not seeing any slides. Are you showing slides?
I'm not showing
Okay.
slides. I'm reading.
Okay.
Sorry, because yeah, this is my notes, so you're not seeing slide, you're seeing my face. Okay. And then the other thing is a sweetener. Um, is if you guys want this note, I can put it in the Telegram later and you can go over it, have it for you. But I didn't have time to put in the slides. I apologize. And stevia is the thing that a lot of people question about it because, they don't like any sweetener and anything when it's added to what we call natural, right? But the stevia that he used is the stevia, okay, I can't say this, Diana plant from South America. So this stevia is from a leaves of this plant in South America. So it's really, really a natural ingredient to be added so you can get that sweet and um, make it taste better. So if you have tried a Cellagize, you're gonna know that it tastes like a little like lemonade. It tastes pretty good. I like it. So, what else do we have? Uh, so the other thing that I asked during that webinar is this sufficient for to replace all the supplements that that we currently take or things that have been recommended to us? And he said no. These will replace a lot of supplement that you are taking, but not all. So if you're, for example, if you take any B complex, it's not going to replace that because it doesn't have any B complex in it. And if you are taking omega-3 supplement, and that's the other thing that a lot of people know of, and that is something that will not replace it as well. So because it doesn't have the omega-3 in it. So you can continue taking the B complex or omega-3 should you choose to. But those are basically the stuff that we have. But then I'm going to share one other screen, but let me go find it real quick. In our back office, if you are a brand partner, there's a lot of shareable PDF and presentation file in there in your back office under resources, under marketing tool. And you'll see that, let's see, I will get to Dr. Marcus in a second. Let me finish all this and I'll come to the chat. I see something about Celica. And I apologize. Let's see, hang on. Let me get to that real quick here. To share you what it is that I'm talking about in our back office. And you can find this and download it and to use, okay? So these are beautiful PDF file in our back office about Cellagize. So that is what we have there. It go over what Cellagize morning, what's the product benefits, and then it has beautiful pictures and what it does, stem cell activities, antioxidant supplement, boost glutathione, copper peptide support. Yeah, it has the copper peptide. I forgot about that. Immune function support, and also has fiber. And I do notice that when I was using it during the month that it came out, that it helped with the digestive system. And of course, you know what fiber does for you. If you have hearts, you have uh, you know, you're dealing with unable to go to the restroom. The doctor most of the time recommend you take fiber or fiber salts. So this is the ingredient in there, which is a label on the bottle itself. And again, all these is accessible in your back office under resources. So you can go marketing tool. You will see all this. And the other thing that if you are taking it for the first time and you want to keep track of what is, what it does for your body, this is a wellness workbook when you use Cellagize. So you can go over this and let's see, I should decrease this a little bit. And it has a workbook to get your weekly started. Of course, you want to set your goal for 30 days and you can write all this down and keep track of it. So if you are promoting this with your clients or your customer, you may want to give this to them as well if that's something that they want to challenge and do, keep track of it. Because a lot of time, when you don't keep track of things, people don't remember, or it's like, oh yeah, I think I lost a few inches, or I look better, or I feel better, I have more energies and stuff. So this is a good tracking system that you can use to promote the cell trials while you're talking about it or while they're using it, so there is measurable result. So again, I thought this is funny that it has this also. When's the last time you really measure your arms, your hips, your waist? And so will force you to do that. So you can go ahead and measure your arm, your chest, your waist, your hip, and put it down, and then go with week 2, week 3, week 4. And this is something that I think everybody should while they're starting with Cellagize. And what patches complement with Cellagize? Everything. Of course, X39 with stem cells, and carnosine with athletes, energies, X49. Those four will be probably the most uh, best choice of complementing Cellagize. And then you have the health trackers for that. So it's a pretty long. Let's see how many pages you have here. It's pretty well. Oh, goodness, I didn't realize. It is 45 pages of document of PDF here. This is some serious goal setting that you want to plan. If somebody is serious about working out and see the weight drop, there's a meal planners that you can see here. I didn't go through everything. So this is something that, you can definitely encourage people to change their lifestyle. So again, when we're talking about patches, we're not just talking about, use the patch and expect everything to work without changing your lifestyle. So this will plan into everything, meal planning, what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and encourage people to pay attention to what they put into their body. And the other thing that it probably has too is exercise program. That is something that you want to encourage people to do, is take up a little bit exercise. And with this Cellagize, it will give you more energies, so you can go and do exercise, start out some walking, and do whatever that you're comfortable with in the beginning, and increase that exercise to better. And who knows, by the end of summer, or not even by the end of summer, these people will come and thanks you that, what, thank you for encouraging me in doing this exercise, or taking up this life-changing lifestyle, along with taking the Cellagize, using the patches. They will see an improvement in their health, overall health, tremendously. So let me stop share on this. and I can get to the chat. Hang on a second. Oh goodness, you guys, you're gonna ask me a lot of questions that I don't know if I have to answer. What type of magnesium should be taken? Well, if you are taking the Celogize, you don't need to look for another additional magnesium. So just take Celogize for that, and then I think citrate and glycinate is the two that they would talk about often. Let's see. Yeah, no, you didn't see the slide. So what else? You guys are talking about slides. All right. How many milligram of magnesium? If you are taking supplement, I believe it's 250 milligram of magnesium. But if not, I just encourage that you start taking Celogy regularly, and then that is enough to fulfill your daily requirement of magnesium. Dr. Marcus, I saw your comment. Oh, on Salagas. Did you not? You want to unmute? I thought I saw that pop up. Maybe not. I don't see it in the comment or in the chat. There you go. What is the cost of the products? So it is $79.95 for brand partner, if you buy one. And if you subscribe, I mean, if you buy two, then it's 60. Is it? Let me double check that real quick. If unless somebody knows it really, really quickly. All right. It is, I'm sorry, 69.95 if you buy one unit. If you buy two, it's 59.95. If you buy three, it's 49.95. And right now, and somebody put in Telegram that it's temporarily. For now, you can mix and matches with other classic patch. So let's say you are buying one unit of Celogize and you pick up an Eon and Ice Wave, then each of those come down to 49.95. So according to one of our brand partners share in our Telegram, uh, this could have been a mistake. So the customer service said that this is temporarily that you can mix and match, and they don't think that will last. So if you're planning to do that, I recommend you do that soon, and then you might not be able to do it again next week or some. I'm not sure, but right now you can mix and match those um Celogize one unit and then the classic patch. It, of course, it's not with X39 or X49 or any skincare. Anybody else has any question or comment? Did anybody try Celogize at all when they came out last time? Yeah, anybody?
Yes, I did.
How do you like it? Did you like it?
I love it. I love it. It gave me more energy. It helped with my brain fog. That's really, really good.
See, that's what we went over those, ingredient, why it does. It's because it has those in supplement or ingredient that help with cognition. So I'm glad to hear that. So anybody else want to share with me or with the audience or the team to what they like about Celogize? I would love to hear it. Anybody else have tried it? No? Really? Well, I like that. I was fortunate enough to try it at the conference. We were able to get two days of supplement. There was one lady, and I had that recorded. Of course, you can't share this in the social media or out in the big platform. She was one brand partner that we met at the conference, and one I think was Friday night. Rick, our fearless leader, generous leader, threw a kind of get together dinner for us all to get together. And we met a few of brand partner from other state, other city that I only know via Zoom and name. So it was kind of nice get together. So one lady came in with her daughter. She was in a wheelchair, and we asked if has anybody tried the Celogize that day, and so to share the experience of what they feel immediately. This is just one dose. This is just one day. Okay, so she said she has something to share with us. I said, yes, please go ahead. And she was in a wheelchair. So her daughter was saying that she has Parkinson. My mom had Parkinson's, so I know what to look for when some symptoms. So I asked what happened, and she said, well, she has to take meds. Parkinson, I don't know how many, I think every 4 hours or so that she has to take, but she rushed out the hotel room so quickly that she left her meds um in the hotel room. And they didn't have a chance. If you were in at our conference, you know that it's kind of long way to go up to our room. So she didn't have a chance to go back up and pick up the meds. So she kind of go, okay, we'll deal with that, right? So she took Celogize that morning, and she said that the whole day until that evening, this is you're talking about the conference that started at 9 o'clock. Okay, so she probably was down there at 8:30, and we were having dinner at 6 p.m. And she said her mom did not feel like she needed the meds at all that day. And I said, what usually happen when she doesn't take her meds? And she said, well, she would have the trembling more severely. And I said, okay, then can put out your hands like this? And usually, if you have Parkinson, when you hold your hands like out like this is how you test for Parkinson severity. They would tremble. The hand will just tremble like that. So I had her held out her hands, and I kid you not that I barely noticed any trembling in her hands at all. And her daughter said that usually would not happen if she didn't have her meds. So again, we can't claim that we helped her with that, but that was just one thing that I thought was pretty cool, that she was able to experience that just from one dosage of Celogize. So I can't wait. I don't know her name. Maybe Rick or some other leader that sponsor her know that I should reach out to see what long-term progress, or when she starts taking Celogize again, what would happen to her Parkinson condition. So that is something that you can keep in mind if you have any brand partner or somebody that has Parkinson, that to look out for that may be something that will help them. So, anybody else has any question for me, or sharing experience at all?
I have a question, Jane.
Sure.
I know there is an ingredient of corn on that Celergize. For the people that is allergic to the corn, can they take it?
The corn, I think we didn't talk about the corn. I know I remember somebody talked about that before. Let me see. I think I asked him that privately. So let me see if I can find his answer somewhere.
It's mentioned in the Q&A.
Is it? And what did it say?
I don't remember.
You know what?
They
Let me see, Sally. When it first came out, I know that a lot of people were asking about all that ingredient, that he didn't cover it extensively.
vitamin C, corn, and soy. The vitamin C in the form it was had to be because it was consistent, whereas vitamin C naturally isn't consistent. But for the corn, there was some special reason for it. I can't remember.
Oh,
That
many people tend
I
to
think it
skip
was
corn.
organic
Right.
corn there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So many people tend to stay. I don't know about a allergic reaction, but it said, but people were talking about the GMO because a lot of time when you hear corn, they relate it to the GMO. So that's why you don't take corn. So he said he answered that the corn, the sort that in that ingredient that arrived is a non-GMO and based on the result of independent lab testing is it is verified to be GMO free and comply with the standard of genetically modified organism. So I can't answer about the allergic, but I can answer about the GMO. So it's GMO free. It's non-GMO. So you can be sure of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to. Hi, this is Cora. I just want
Or
to tell you an experience recently. I let a friend of mine, one of our members, try the cellar jars because I got the little bottle, the jar earlier, and she has heart conditions, and she's taking all kinds of medications. And when I let her try it, the 2 scoops in the bottle, she said that she didn't have a very good reaction. She started palpitating that afternoon, and she never told me about it until like 2 weeks later. And I said, "Why didn't you tell me?" "Oh, because I didn't want you to feel bad." Or so please check with your people that have conditions, check with your doctor on the ingredients, what's in here, and if it can work with your medication. So I had to share that because it's by experience. Okay.
yeah,
All
thank
right.
you. And of course, if you have cardiovascular disease and you're on meds and stuff like that already, that you do have to be careful because it does improve the cardiovascular. Sometimes it could be that it may be too strong, and then that react with the meds that they're taking. Because I know that when my dad meds on high blood pressure, it has potassium in it already. So if you adding the potassium in it and maybe it's too high of the dosage, it will react with the current meds that you are taking. So yeah, do check with that with your current doctor. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Cora.
Yeah. Thank you.
So anybody else has any comment or anything for me?
Regarding food allergies, there's some NAET specialists that are very successful at eliminating that.
Yeah,
So anyway, just thought I'd mention it.
thank you. So nobody has any question for me, then we can adjourn early. But yeah. You guys are so quiet. You're always quiet like this on Tuesday?
Jane,
Yes,
I'm from Indonesia, so I think there's still a long way to go to come here, the Salajan.
probably. Probably.
Some of some of the brand partner was saying like this. So, after all these years, so actually we don't actually this patch didn't work the best. I said, you all have supplements, right? I mean, you all know that the patches have to work with the uh, healthy lifestyle and right. And I mean, but do you have any suggestion how we convey that there will be something supplementing? And I mean, I think you know what I mean, right? I think you know what I mean. Like,
Well, again, like I mentioned earlier, you can't, people expect, I don't even know it's a miracle or, they expect thing that is, that's, God, what's the word that I can't find? Something
yeah,
that, a change in their health without
mm,
putting an effort into it. They can't expect wearing a patch will solve
yeah,
all issue, without
yes,
changing lifestyle. If you continue to smoke, if you continue to eat unhealthy food, drink
Mhm.
sodas and all this stuff, and what you put into your body and you're not being careful, patches is not going to help much. So
Yes.
it is a lifestyle that we are promoting as long as along with our patches. So they, those people that not willing to change their lifestyle, but I hate to say it, I would
Yes.
just walk away and not even work with that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm so glad this come up, but I mean I just want to know what's your wisdom when you uh counter people like that. I understand. Thank you so much for the
You're
for
welcome. I
the
mean, I do have one customer recently that nothing had helped him either. Nikki will probably has a lot of story with that, right, Nikki? But
Yep.
after 2.5 months, he said it doesn't help. I try everything to work with him. I say, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Taking collagen, vitamin C, magnesium, everything. Nope, nothing helped. And it's also mindset. I think the guy to start with already, he didn't think that the patches was gonna help.
Okay.
So he was strongly believed that the patches was not gonna help. Of course, it's not gonna help. If you think it's not gonna help, it's not gonna help. you know. So after 2.5 months of trying to help him, I gave up. I said, "Good luck. I'm sorry it didn't help, but you need anything else? You want to come back? You know where to reach me." And I
Yeah.
was
Thank you so much. And you look so beautiful. I mean, the last time I saw you, I think I was listening to your, I mean, David was talking in your, and then I saw you. Hey, she looks so beautiful. So
oh,
it must be, yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
It's the X39, you guys. The X39, X49. Actually, no, I wear everything. I have every single patches in my. I wear everything.
Yeah. And then the seller just arrived now. So it must be the X39, right?
Yeah, it's the X39. I can't wait. I did try cell jazz for a month, so I can't wait to take the before pictures and see how much younger I can go. You know what? I'll go down to my whatever 30s or 20. I don't mind. I'll be 59 in 2 months. So
Wow.
I'll take all the number.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. Nikki, welcome. You want to help me add anything that I missed?
You did not miss anything. You did a really good job. Okay,
Thank
you did a really
you.
good job. So, answer your questions, Dr. Tajong. Um, you know, create value. I think this is something that all of us lack of. We're just so excited and we just pull out the patch and we just start patching people and we forgot to create value. When you create value, then they will take it differently. Otherwise, this is a little sticker. Okay, when somebody is so sick, ask question. How are you doing? What have you been doing? What
Yeah.
did the doctor say? Okay,
Mhm.
and then I always ask, how long have you been? How long you have this challenge? How long have you had this problem? They'll tell you, right? People love to talk about their problem. Okay, and
They
you ask.
do.
But at the same time, you just need to make sure you're ready to listen, okay? Because people love to talk about their problem. And then
Yes.
I'll come in, I'll ask question. I'll say, okay, so you have been dealing with this for the last, what, 10 years, 15 years? And then they agree and then talk more. And I say, okay, now can I ask you something? How was your health before seeing this doctor? You go, oh, 10 years ago, I was able to do this and it's gone on and on, right? And I said, okay, so you've been seeing this doctor for the last 10 years and your health is worse today than 10 years ago, and their knowledge. And then I said, can I ask you something? If you continue seeing this doctor taking all these medications, where is your health going to be 10 years later?
Yeah.
Okay, that's when they start thinking. So I'm creating value. They have to think. There is no overnight patch. And sometimes they'll ask you, can I have some sample? I just ask them, what do you expect from this sample? No problem, give it to you. What do you expect from one patch? You've been
Mm,
dealing with this for the last 10 years. What do you expect from
mm,
one patch?
mm,
Yeah.
You see
mm.
that? So I was like, I
Yes,
have no problem. I'll patch you up. But what do you expect? So now I'm
Mm.
creating value. I help people think. So
Mm.
now, and in certain people that have a lot of health challenge, I'll tell them that if you cannot, if you will not, if you're not willing to patch daily, consistently,
Mhm.
1 month for every decade of your age, maybe you shouldn't patch at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Maybe you shouldn't
Thank
patch
you.
at
Thank
all.
you.
Why?
Thank
Because
you.
I'm telling the truth.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
Wow.
it's it sound kind of a little bit cold sometimes, but then I said, well, I'm trying to help them to stay committed.
Yes.
Okay? Because I'm not here to try to make it sell. I
Yeah.
don't like making it sales. How much should I make to make it sales? They pick up
Yeah.
a next story and I make $20. What's
Mhm.
$20 gonna do for me? But my
Mm.
goal is to help them feel better. Okay, all of our goals should want them to feel better. Therefore we need to them to commit it and stay with the program so that they can feel better. One
Yeah.
patch is not going to do anything.
Yes.
Somebody said,
So,
well, I had neuropathy on my foot. Can I try some patch? You're
Yeah,
probably
most
still going to
definitely.
feel,
Yeah,
not going to be one. Yeah.
I've learned that many times, and I ask that question all the time. If you are not willing to commit and stay on, it's like, okay, let me try it for a month. I said, I made $50. If you try it for a month, I'd rather not make $50 because that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to make $50 off you. I want you to see result. So I need you to commit. If you're not gonna commit, don't even try. You know? And then they'll end up committing. A lot of time if you speaking from your heart and you from your experience, and then you sharing, like Nikki say, value to of commitment, they will listen to you. So you just have to be blunt and tell them.
And
so
speak from
you
heart. Yeah.
you expressed a couple important things there. Create the value, also show integrity.
Yeah,
I'm not here to make money off you. That's integrity. I want to help you. The other thing is creating that value or finding it, as opposed to creating unreasonable expectations.
that's the word I was
And
looking for. Thank you.
yeah, well, I said it 4 or 5 times, but my mic was shut off. Okay, well, whatever. But yeah, and because that's what we do a lot, one-time wonder patch type experience that happens, and it's happened to me twice. And both times, the people freaked out so much that it helped the X39. The next day, they just didn't want to do it, and
Mm.
it's that much of a change for that brain that you got to get over that brain thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
So
Anyway,
depending on your relationship, but if you're very close to them, just be honest with them. Some good friends when I share the patches too, and then they said they need to think about it. And then
yeah,
I'll look
like
at them and say, listen, look at or sometimes it costs so much. Whatever the reason is, I'll be honest with them and say, we're eating dinner here. You know how much it costs me, to pay for the bills? You ever thought about that?
Yeah,
And then I
look
said, what, you pick up a package, you think I'm going to be rich just because you buy some patches? To be honest with you, it's not even enough to pay the bill. I'm here because I care. And I need you to stay with this so that you can be well, so that we can do things together, so that we can go hiking, we can go to do some activities. So those are the honest answers that you need to give to people.
yeah,
And then if
and
you don't know them, yeah, if
in that
bless
one
you.
in that one case, the lady, she just could not. She was amazed at what that was doing for her. Her husband saw that and he goes, "Wow!" So he tried it. He goes, "Okay, I'll buy a patch, or I'll buy a packet for retail." And now he's going to be a brand or preferred customer. So her husband signed up. So yeah.
Excellent.
that's good.
Congratulations.
I'd like to add to the conversation before we
Hi,
get
Dr.
going.
Curtis. Yes.
Yes, something you were talking about a short while ago about the lifestyle or general health of the people that take patches. Because I've been in private practice and I've worked in Manila's most expensive stem cell clinic, part of my job was to deal with people's health before they start the stem cell treatment itself. And that's very important because some of what people think is good daily practice is absolutely outrageous. What they eat, what they drink, what they don't do, the lack of exercise and so forth. I was actually really astonished so, at what people take as being a normal way to live. So I think that's a very good message that you find out. Like, for instance, I would say to some people, I want you to give me for 1 week, give me a detailed list of everything you put in your mouth all day and night. Everything. And you write it down the moment. And when people start doing that, it sometimes has its own effect because they realize what they're doing.
Right.
It's just not going to do anything for them. So that's a very good point, and I just want to re-endorse it. Thank you, Jane.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing. So, Dr. Marcus, where are you at?
At the moment, I'm on a remote-ish island in the Philippines.
Oh,
Because
awesome.
I came here during lockdown. I wanted to get out of Manila, and a friend of mine got me. He was the president of the hospital here, private hospital, and he got me appointed here for a year. And I lived in the hospital and worked. But when it finished, for one reason or the other, I didn't want to leave the island because it's an amazing place to live.
Well, if you don't
They're
mind,
not very open to new technologies, unfortunately, but it's a good place. It's very clean, and there's socially it's a very calm place.
are you on Telegram by any chance with us?
Yes, look, I want